Right, so welcome to the Ministry and this 1500 point game of Warhammer 40,000 8th edition. So a quick look at the table there. This is the Big Mek's workshop area, and some dirty Beakies have come here today. So the Big Mek send these boys back to sort them out. So we're going to have Orks against Blood Ravens. So we're going to have a look at the armies and a quick overview of the table. And we haven't decided the game type yet. We'll let Scott roll up and decide what that's going to be. And we'll take a look at the armies. So this is 1500 points of evil Sunz. We're just going to keep them all evil Sunz, keep it dead simple. So the war boss today is going to be the Warlord on a bike, which is an index option, with a power claw, and he's going to have the killy claws, his relic, and his warlord trait. We're going to take the evil Sunz one, so anyone within 6 of him can fall back and still charge, which will be quite speedy. We've got a pain boy on a bike there, that's Stitcher. He just comes with what he is, power claw, obviously healy some people up. And then we've got a Big Mek on a bike with a custom force field. So there's lots of mechs in this because he likes to keep his mobile fleet healthy. We've got a unit of knob bikers, so there's 3 with power claws and the boss knob, and 2 with big choppers. Then what's not WYSIWYG is we've got the Bone Crusher, or the Bone Breaker, which has got the kill cannon on the top and the death roller on the front. Well, my death roller is slightly damaged, so we're using this other one today. We've got a unit of 10 tank busters with a knob in there. The knob doesn't have a power claw, but he's my tank buster knob because he's got the cigar and he looks the part. No bomb squigs in there today because this has got the odd case upgrade, so you can only fit 12 orcs in it. We've got another HQ here, which is the Big Mek with a custom force field in mega armor, and he's rocking the redder armor. So he's probably going to go in there with these guys and give this a bit of a boost to movement and make it even more killy. And then we've got a truck with a big shooter, and we've got 11 boys and a knob, so 12 in that squad, knob with a power claw, all sluggers and choppers. A big squad of 30 there with sluggers and choppers, and the knob's got a power claw, and there are 3 big shooters in that unit as well. And then we've got 16 grots. Looks like I've got 15 there, so I might need to get an extra one out of the box. 16 grots there should be, and a run turd with a grot squig and a grot prod. And that gives me 9 command points. Like I said, spent an extra 1 to give an extra relic there. And that comes in at 1500 points. Nice and simple. And this is the Beakies that have come in mass. Well, they brought. I didn't know what they were bringing, but we'll keep it honest. So this is massively elite, and I think it could go either way. This, you'll either reap the rewards and absolutely trounces, or you could be overwhelmed by the green tide.
I think
it's going to be, do you think? I think it's going to be a very interesting game. I've got a lot of speed, so you've got a lot of good weaponry here though. So it'll be, if I can contact you with my good stuff, then you could be in trouble. If not, I could be in trouble because these guys could quite easily crump my big wagons.
And the hurricane bolters on the Centurion
could very easily thin out a lot of my boys very quickly. Oh, sorry, wait there. I'm going to point out what I was going to do. These guys, I'm going to spend the command points to make them odd boys. Because there's a load of new sort of strats I want to try out in your codex. I'm not sure it'll work because obviously most of your guns will go straight through that armor, the heavy guns anyway. But it's something I want to try to see how they do. So these guys get a better armor, they get a 5 up instead of a 6 up. So if they're in cover, 4 up just helps them with a bit of survivability. Right, so we'll go through this, and we haven't seen this army before. It's a Scott's army. He's brand new. He threw down his gauntlet in the online, says I want to come on. So I said, right, come on then. Big armor gauntlet that's painted red probably. So we'll have a look. So leading the force, I'll let you introduce them.
Gabriel Angelos of the Blood Ravens. He's a 4-year-old model with a 4-year-old rule set. And the God Splitter hammer. And on his right is the captain. He's got the burning blade. He's modelled with a storm shield, but due to the points, he's just got the burning blade.
Yeah, mate, good on there.
I've gone with a Vanguard detachment with the 3 heavy units. We've got the Assault Devastator.
Spearhead, I think, isn't it? Spearhead detachment.
Spearhead,
yeah,
sorry. Spearhead was the heavy one. With the Devastator Centurions. They're very expensive, tricked out with 2 last cannons each and the Centurion missile launchers.
They're going to hurt.
The Venerable Dread, obviously he's an elite choice. Yeah. He's just got what he's got.
So Assault Cannon, Fist and Flamer.
Fist and Flamer.
Very good.
The Assault Centurions are the second elite choice. They've got the Siege Drills, 2 Melter Guns each and Hurricane Bolters each.
Nice.
The third heavy choice is the Devastators, which are 4 missile launchers. These are Sergeant, no Cherubim because I couldn't afford it in the points. And then the final heavy choice was the Predator, all last cannons, hunter killer missile, and Stonebolter.
Very nice. You couldn't have got fewer models if you tried though.
No.
Well, you maybe could.
I've gone with on Dean's agreement, I've gone with the Salamanders chapter tactic because the Blood Ravens don't have one.
Yeah, they don't have one. This guy's got his own rule set. Obviously, he's a chapter master of the Blood Ravens, which he's got Blood Ravens in the tag, so they'll all get that. But Forge World hasn't got a Blood Ravens set of rules out, so I'm more than happy for him to pick what he wants. Salamanders will work quite well with smaller units, so he's gone for Salamanders, and the Forge good hammers anyway, the Salamanders, so it's going to be, I think, I'm just looking forward to it. I think it's going to be very interesting. I think I'm either going to be crying because I'll be removing bikes and stuff massively. My custom force fields might help, but as is Ork technology, you know, the very unpredictable. Some games it works, some games it doesn't.
I think my deployment will have a big bearing on with the initial engagement. If I'm too far spread out, I think I might suffer with the table.
You might do. Saying that though, it could spread my force out. If you're all bunched together, it suits me a bit better as well because I can contact and hit a lot of units at once. So it's going to be very interesting. Obviously, I give Scott a bit of a heads up on the table so he knew what to expect. So there's a lot of line of sight blocking terrain, and well, we'll see. Hopefully when the game gets, there should be a lot of kill spots and zones, and you know, might find all of a sudden that these guys are around the corner and isolated and surrounded, and these guys have got to fight their way through. You never know, but it's going to be very interesting. It's very densely packed board, as you've seen, so it's not going to be a case of you stand right back and shoot me off the table. That kind of stuff
That's
should
what
be
I was
interesting.
worried about, just having a boring gun line when I put the list together.
No, I think for me, yeah, I like having stuff, and whether it is, you know, a lot of scenery to make it interesting. So like stuff like Dreadnoughts have got to trudge through broken ruins, or I love this board especially. It gets really cinematic if people have got like flying units and you're fighting stuff and all. Yeah, exactly. You're stuck in the canyon and all of a sudden stuff's coming over the top and you've got to fight your way out. It's really good. So hopefully we'll get something like that, because I haven't got a lot of ranged guns. I think the kill cannon's 24 on these guys, and that's it really. The kill cannon's my only really range thing, so you've got a lot more range on me, so I'm going to have to close the distance. That's it, so we'll get the mission rolled up and the army set up and come back after deployment to see who goes first. That's good. So the armies are set up. We've got Hammer and Anvil set up. We're playing Contact Lost today, so it's basically the one where you score objective points. When you're on an objective, you generate a card up to a maximum of 6. So it's really about getting on those objectives and holding them and taking them so you can generate more cards. So with that in mind, you know, the Orks don't really want to sit still. I've had a quick chat about it. It doesn't really suit me, but at the same time, you've got hardly any units, so it doesn't really ideally suit you. No. So it could be very interesting. So the Orks anyway have come in. They've finished the Marines finished setting up first. Obviously they had hardly any units, so it makes sense. So we've got the boys down here. We've got a boy squad in the truck. We've got the Big Mek down here with his custom force field, which covers these units here. The Knob Bikers, the Pain Boy, the War Boss. We've got the Runt Herd. Now he's a legend, this guy. He's played a game, I don't know if you've seen it, against Ricky's Death Guard. He literally won the game on his own. So, because he survived. So he knows what he's doing. He's hanging out near this. And these grots down here hanging out near 6 out of line of sight. And then we've got the Tank Hunters and the Big Mek with a custom force field in this battle wagon down here. We'll switch around to the Space Marines. Oh, actually, we'll just see. So yeah, they're on objective 6. This guy's down next to objective 5. And there's an objective up here. And then there's a couple scattered around here. So they've got the Devastator squad down here. They are contactable turn 1, potentially, from these guys. So it's interesting. He's baiting us in. The Predator with a bit of backup. And the Captain down here. All these units within 6 of them. Got the Venerable Dread holding the middle of the field, giving them a good line of sight. Both sides to see what comes in. And then both squads of the Centurions. The Devs one here. The Assault one's here. And the Chapter Master himself is playing it tactical. He's staying in orbit. I think it's... Tactically, it's very sound, and it's a smart choice because it's... None of them have got any dropping units, so I'm literally going to have to get through to your end of the board. Gives you a bit of an option to land down here. Now, if he lands here and kills Gretchen, or if Gretchen kill him, we've already said he has to strip the paint off the model. So, the Marines get a +1. So we're going to roll down here. Do you want me to roll first? Are you going to roll?
Yes, go on.
So the Orks are going to use a green dice.
Oh, hey, man.
It's a tie, it's a 6, so we'll roll again. Roll again. Can the Orks do it again? Come on. So you're going first. So do the Orks try and seize? I think I'm going to have to.
Oh, yeah.
It's an Orky
Especially
thing.
if you've got that.
The Big Mek's a bit miffed. You've got his work. You've got his favourite workshop. He wants to come get it back.
If you've got that speed where you can contact first turn, you might.
So let's go for it. Can the Orcs steal on a 6? They
Oh.
can't. So we'll go in. I think you needed that definitely. We'll go into
that.
Space Marines. Turn 1. So it's an excellent first card for the Space Marines. Secure Objective 4. So those Devastators basically have been told to, you know, let's get that. Let's get danger close. Whether you want to score that this turn or not, I don't know. Probably not. So we'll go into the movement phase. What a first card to draw. We'll go into the movement phase and come back with a review. So we've had a slight jiggle around here. These have both stayed still, haven't they? The Devs and the Predator. The Captain's come around here to hide around the corner. Well, yeah, hide around the corner. These units moved up slightly. The Dreads moved around. And these guys have started their push forward. We're not sure what's in range, but hopefully if the Orcs can survive this las cannon fire, I'm not playing the strat, we've had a chat about it before, to improve the armour, because I don't think it will get better than the 5-up custom force field saves that are covering most of the units. Otherwise I would have probably played it for this turn. So we're going to go in, no psychers in either army, go straight into the shooting phase.
Yeah. Do
you want to have a think about it and then we'll come back? Or do you know what you want to do?
Yeah, no, straight off the bat, I mean there's only a few options really for the Devastators and the Centurion Devastators and the Centurions basically.
Yeah.
So they're all going to ping into the Orc boys. I'll start with the Hurricane Bolters, I think, and work them down. The Melters aren't going to be in range, so that's going to be their only shot as the Hurricane Bolters into these guys.
Come on, boys. Yeah, he should definitely be in range, yeah.
Because they've moved up. There's single shots in it, so
yeah, so it'll be 6 shots a guy.
These are on 3s.
Yeah, these guys aren't hitting on 3s.
Oh.
I think there's no one in range to give any buffs.
Nope. I've got 4, 8, 10.
10. And we're wounding on 5s because the Orcs are T4.
Oh, that's a bit better.
That's not a bad roll at all. The little Eagles are 6s just
cool.
So there's 6 wounds. And I'll be saving on a 5-up because these are hard boys. So we'll see how hard these boys really are. Not that hard at all, so that's 6 boys down. That is a very good opening salvo. We'll leave them there for now, because obviously morale could be a thing. At the minute, they still have the leadership of the boys, is either the mob that they're in, size, or a unit within 6. So at the minute, there's 24 of them left alive.
So, Devastator Centurions.
Yeah.
6 las cannons. And I'll do the missiles after.
Yeah, do them separately.
But into the same unit.
Same unit, try and get rid of these boys.
So these are the last cannon shots.
Yeah.
Hitting on 3s. 2 missed.
And these are wounding on 2s.
Oh, dear me, not as good.
Well, that's 2 dead. I'm not going to get a save against 2 las cannons, so...
Yeah. And then the Centurion...
And the missile launcher's next.
So it's...
So D3 shots for each of these guys. He's drunk, that one. He's been drinking on duty.
D3 shots each. So
nice. 6.
Yeah, so 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah.
And these are strength 8. Well, I'm gonna get
2.
Yeah.
Again, hitting on. Oh, some of these guys
hitting on 3s. Yeah, because these guys don't. So for the minuses, and they'll be wounding on 2s, and this is no save because I think it's -2.
Yeah, it's -2 D3 damage.
So that's 3 more boys. 1, 2, and 3. It's a big pile of dead boys there.
And then from this half, the final shot, I'll
see if the Dread's in range, yeah.
So
the Dread is in range, yeah.
Yeah, and he's going to fire his assault cannon. 2s because he's vulnerable.
Yeah, so he's hit with them all.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, he's missed with 2 because he moved.
Oh yes, he did, he moved across that.
So he's hit with 4.
Moved across that, completely.
And he'll be wounded on 3s. So he has got 4 wounds, a tiny, I've got 4 dice in my hand. And these will be saving on 6s because they're not all in the cover. Oh, so I managed to save 1, so we lost another 3 boys, which is 14 dead. Which means there's 16 left alive in that unit. Which means the morale could be a thing. I'm going to lose some, but it's whether there is a strat to burn them to bring the Orcs back, which could be a thing. I might. So whether I do it now, I think maybe it's a bit early, but we'll see. Because they can come back within 6 of a table edge and 9 away from an enemy unit, so there's a potential they could come back down here.
So, about turn.
Well, matey, they're behind behind you. Right, I think now to the heavy guns.
Yeah, the battle wagon.
So the Predator's coming down at the battle wagon.
Yeah,
let's hope Big Mek can help out. I think you're still within 6 of the captain, so...
Yeah, I'll check.
You've got your hunter killer as well.
No, he's out.
Just out?
Just out.
Well, you're keeping him within 6. I'm happy for you to move your captain back a little bit.
That's alright. I want him to be a little bit more advanced so you can move faster.
So you can deny your reroll ones.
No, I'm not concerned. Okay, so I'll just check this Stonebolt at range.
So yeah, the hunter killer's getting unleashed as well. So 4 las cannons and the hunter killer at this guy. He hasn't moved, so he's looking for 3s. And he can... Look, your captain's within 6, look, he's just there.
Are you sure?
Yeah, you wouldn't have moved him out of range on purpose, gone. So the hunter killer's missed, that was the case. You spend the points and it just goes wide.
4 last cannon shots.
So these will wound on 3s because the tank's T8. So we've got 2. Are you using any command points?
No, not at this stage. I haven't got enough to...
You've got 4, haven't you?
Yeah.
So we're looking for 2 5-up in ones. I don't think I've made 1 armour save so far. Can I make some of these?
Oh!
Yes!
Well done.
The boss is definitely watching there.
Yeah,
so
the blue one's a sergeant's ballistic skill, isn't it?
4 crack missiles coming here yet, and the sergeant's not firing, so he's upgrading one of these guys to a 2-up hit.
Yep, that's the blue dice.
And you can reroll those 2 ones.
Reroll them for the captain.
Oh no, so 2 hits, you will wound on 4s with these, strength 8 v T8.
2.
That's 2 wounds, pretty good still. And we're looking again, this would be -2, so he's 5-up in run from the custom force field. No, so 2 go through, so wait there, do I command point one of these. Ooh. Yeah, I'm going to command point one of those. Do I want to? How many command points have I got left? 6? Yeah, let's go for it. I think that's cocked. No, I'll roll it again, it looked cocked to me. Yeah, it looked cocked. No, it's 5 up, so it goes through, so it's 2d6 damage. Knocks me down to 5 command points.
I use these black ones because they seem to be rolling higher. No,
that's okay, 5's not too bad. 5 damage on the battle wagon. The mech's going to have to do some fixing. Not to cheat you out, these guys are due a morale check. I'd lost 14, so there's 16 guys left, so the leadership is 16. So that's 18, so they lose 2 more boys. It's a big dead pile already, so we'll have to see, and we'll have to think about this strat. Alright, so I'll draw my card. Oh, a big game hunter. So it looks like I'm either trying to go for your Predator or your Dreadnought. I don't think I'll have the guns to get round to your Dreadnought this turn, but maybe the Predator could be in range. We'll have to see. So we'll go into the Orks movement phase and come back with a review. So the Orks have moved in en masse, really, literally a big move this time. The Gretchen have stayed still. This guy's just really stayed within 3 of that and in the cover. This truck has decided he'd zip around here just to put him in some range of guns down here. These boys advanced, as did this guy, but obviously they're within range of each other. They were charged still if need be. They're very, very close to down here. Obviously Big Game Hunter is my target, so a lot of these guns might go into the marine screen, or maybe it's the tank. This didn't advance. There is a strat to play to get it in charge range, but just still with the screen in the way, it's not guaranteed. It's too much hard work. So I think this turn the tank busters are in range of stuff. The Big Mek Inside's gun might be in range. I think it's 24. We'll double check that later. The kill cannon's definitely in range. But the big play, I've spent some command points. I'm down to 2 command points now. The Unstoppable Green Tide. These boys have come back fully within 6 of the edge and 9 away from the Predator. So I can get some pistol shots. I do have some tank buster bombs, but they'll be out of range. But obviously it just means extra bodies to then weigh into that tank to ensure I maybe get a point this turn. If I can shut this down, you've got those 2-3 units over there in your Chapter Master. That's going to be hard work, I think. But so what my cards are telling us to do, come down here. So we're going to come down here. We've got no psychic phase, so we're going to go into the shooting phase. So we'll start down here. So the big shooter here is going to go into the Devastator squad. So we're looking for 5s and 6s. Oh, that's a good roll. With Dagger, that's 2 extra shots, isn't it now? So we've got 3 hits out of 3 shots. Hey, these Orks have got the shooting goggles on. We're looking for 3s to wound. We've got 3 wounds, but the Marines will be on a 2-up in the cover. Yeah.
Oh, hey, believe that.
Are you using any command points? I can't believe you just triple 1. What are you playing at?
Yeah, it's the story of my life. No.
Did mention before as well, he forgot about his salamander chapter tactics. A bit far to go back, but predominantly I think most of the stuff would have been like Ork Boys Dead and stuff. Yeah. Maybe he's another hit on this, but... So we're going to put some dagger guns down here into the squad as well, see if we can get rid of them out of there, because obviously not many... This guy can see the captain, but nobody else can really. So this is the pain boys. We'll do the Big Mek separately, just haven't got enough dice in my hands, but I would have done otherwise. So he's got 3 hits with 2 extra dagger. So he's got 4 hits. Hey, I'm liking this new dagger rule already. I'm looking for 3s. It's 4 wounds again. Come on, this time 2 up. Come on. Right, that's 3 so far. Oh my lord.
I'm going to use this.
You're going to command point on that, yeah?
I'm going to command point that.
Yeah, he's good. So the Big Mek is in range of the Predator with his custom Mega Blaster. So we're going to put his custom Mega Blaster into the Predator. I'm going to put his dagger guns into the Marines and hopefully continue with this trend of rolling really well. So I've got an extra dice here. So he's got 1 hit this time. That's a bit better, a bit more orky. He does get a wound though, so we're looking at a 2 up. Oh, the Marines have saved this time. And the custom Mega Blaster, he misses. So that's a bit more like it from the Orks, isn't it? That's a bit more like it. Right, so the boss is going to put his guns into the Marine screen, see if we can get rid of them, the twin dagger guns. So he's got 1 hit with a dagger coming up. He's got 1 hit. He doesn't wound. That's we're getting more orky there. We're getting there eventually.
It's balance out now.
It definitely is. And this squad's going to do the same. Then they'll try and thin out that Marine screen. That's a lot of dice. I'm going to roll them off camera.
Yeah.
Right, I wasn't going to film this, but this is the first roll of the bikes hitting the Marines. I don't think I've rolled as well shooting with my Orks ever. But we'll see how many shots that is and then how many extras. I was debating as well, with the bike squad. I was thinking that dagger stat room, the extra dagger, could be really effective because you're getting 6 shots with a bike at strength 5. It could be pretty that's good. Right, so far it's 10 on 5s and 6 on 6s, which is 6 extra shots. So there's another 3. That is pretty effective. These will be wounding on 3s. It's a lot of dice. Come on, Grots, for luck. And that's a lot of wounds. There's only 5 have missed there. Get rid of those ones. So that's 3, 6, 9, 14. 14 2-ups. Right. From the last 2 Devastator Marines.
Where do you want to roll these?
Roll anywhere. Yeah, those Orks will curse you for it. That's them going there. There's a lot of 1s.
There's 4 1s, there's a 2, there's a 2. Yeah,
so the daggers prove effective at getting rid of that screen. So we'll move.
First blood.
That what? Yeah, it is first blood. I was thinking I'd lost an Ork squad, but I didn't because they used the thingy. Yeah. So that is first blood. 1-0 to the Orks. Long may it continue. Right, next we're going to go tank busters in here at the Predator. We're going to do the kill cannon at it as well because I don't think you can see anything else over there. That's such a cool view, but it just can't see your dreadnought. You've positioned it perfectly. Looks fantastic from there. Right, we'll get some dice up and do some tank busters.
Oh, I am, mate.
The tank busters, he's expecting terrible things. So the tank busters hit on 5s. Again, I think these would be a good unit to use the extra dagger stratagem on, but I've only got a couple of command points left. We're going to keep them. So these hit on 5s. There's 10 in there. And the 6s will generate an extra. So we've got 3 hits. That was just a 5. And a dagger hit. So we've got an extra shot with a dagger, which missed. But the tank busters can reroll, which missed, because you're a vehicle. So we've got 2 extra hits. I'm not sure if the rerolls generate additional hits. I don't think they do. Like the reroll of the miss. Yeah. So we're not going to go for that. So we've got that many hits. And we've got 6. So it'll be wound your strength 8 on 3s. Oh, there's my turn for a bit of bad luck. That's more like it. Do I use a command? No. No, I'm not going to. So it's -2 on the Ork rocket. So you'll be looking at a 5 up. Nice. He saved. There we go. Well done. That's a bit more of a turnaround. Yes. That's a bit more like it. And then they said the kill cannon, didn't it? So we'll kill cannon at the Predator as well. So the kill cannon, D6 shots for the kill cannon. Oh, 6. What are these Orks? See, the mechs are mad, aren't they?
These get the 6s, these get the...
These do get dagger on the wagons, yeah. So we're looking for 5s and 6s.
Oh, no.
We've got an extra 2 shots.
The 2 that you missed?
The 2 that he missed there. So out of 6 shots for an Ork, he's hit 5 times. My lord. So 3 ups. I'm starting to like these new look orcs.
I'm not.
There you go. There's another not great wound roll. So we've got 3 out of 5. Not bad. -2 off the kill cannon though.
Right. Nope.
Are you... You haven't used the command point in this phase, have you? Oh no, you did for a marine armour. So we've got 3 go through. 2 damage a pop. That's pretty effective. Obviously the missile launchers would have been better. They're 3 damage each. So that would have been nice. So that's pretty much all my shooting down here. What we're going to do, there's a lot of boys at the back there. I'm just going to see how many pistols are in range. The tank buster bombs will not be in range. And we'll do that off camera because I'm not expecting miracles. But there's just a lot of dice, and if I get that, there's a lot more dice.
Oh, yes.
On camera. So the pistols and the big shooters and that squad managed to cause 3 wounds on the Predator. He's dropped 2 of them.
He's down to 3.
He's down to 3 wounds. There's a lot of work going in to get this stuff right. I think that's all my shooting, which I'll be happy with. So we're going to go into the charge phase. I'm going to start with the boys to eat up the las cannons. And they should be 9 inches away. Now they're going to add 1, excuse me, to the charge because they're evil Sunz. So we're looking for an 8. It's a 9, I'm happy, I'll keep that. Obviously with the, I'll just point out, if anyone doesn't know, which probably most people do by now, the Orks can choose to reroll now both dice if they fail or any of the dice, which is a lot stronger than rerolling failed charges. It's great. So those boys are in. So what we're going to do, the war boss, do I go on your dude? No, because you've got a burning blade. These bikes, the war boss is going to go in against the tank. We'll have to measure and see how far away he is. So the war boss is 10 inches away. He's going in. We've done the Overwatch basically down there. He actually got a hit with the las cannon and failed the wound. So these guys going in. It's 10 inches, so he's looking for a 9 because of his evil Sunz. So it's, ooh, you know, I'm going to reroll both because I'm going to need a 6 otherwise. Oh, he's 8. He's just out. That's okay. I can live with that. So the bikes are going to do a multi-charge. They're going to go against the captain and the Predator. So the captain will get a bit of Overwatch because he'll probably be able to see one over the corner. So we'll roll a distance. We're 2 and a bit inches away from the captain. So we're just going to see what we get. 8 inches. That's more than enough. It was 7 inches from the Predator. So we'll keep that. We'll do some Overwatch and we'll move everybody in. So we is in. So these guys are going to go first. They moved in and piled in. They haven't done their piling yet. But just in case this guy decides to interrupt with the burning blade, he could slice through a fair few bikers. So what we're going to do is we're going to put 2 of the power claws onto that guy. And this is the leader here. He's got a grot hanging on his back, you can see. So the leader guy's going to put his power claw, and we've got 2 big choppers going in here. So we'll get a boatload of dice. So the 2 power claws against the Predator. Oh my god, there we go. There's a whiff roll. So we've got 1 hit with the power claw. We're looking for a 3 to wound. Oh! Here's the thing. Do I command point that one? I know I've got like 20 odd boys are probably going to attack it. Ooh, no, I'm going to keep my command point for now. So they've whiffed. So we've got the boss knob. Oh, he's only got 1 hit on the captain as well. It is a wound though, so you're looking for a 4 up in one. Oh, he's made it. He's made it. I had a feeling this could be bad if this happens. We've got the big choppers. Oh my god, I'm rolling terrible. So we've got 2 hits. We've got 2 wounds. He'll be on his in-run again.
Sorry, I failed.
Oh, he's failed twice and he's aggressive saving through there. So the 2 damage a pop would be 4 wounds. He'd still be alive, I think, wouldn't he, on a wound yet? Captain's got 5 wounds.
Alright, I'm going to have to use that reroll on that one.
Command point this one.
No.
So he's down to his last wound. So it's the big choppers that have done him in, but the rest of the squad disappointing there.
Yeah.
But to be honest, I can't complain. I had an amazing... I think the shooting phase more than made up for that.
He's down to 1.
Down to 1 wound. He's took a big chop out of the head. And then, are you spending 2 points to interrupt? You've got 2 left. To be honest, I don't think there's any point.
I don't think there's any point because...
He's not going to do anything then. He's
no one's going to attack him anymore and he's not going to do enough damage to... It would have to...
Right, so these guys get 2 attacks base, 1 for the chopper combo, plus they're over 20, so they're going to get an additional attack. So we'll roll all these dice off camera and see how many wounds we get.
A lot of wounds.
So you'll notice there's a big Predator gap here. Basically, got all the dice ready, started with an up with the power claw and he did it, so it's saved rolling 1,000,000 dice. But we're going to go back with a captain with a burning blade. Now I reckon this guy's going to do some damage. So he's hitting on 2s, re-rolling 1s.
Which is as well.
And he's Salamander, which we're not going to forget. So he can't re-roll a re-roll, no. But he's got 3 hits and he wounds on 3s and he can re-roll one of these.
Yeah.
Oh no, what's the damage on the burning blade?
It's,
is it just one?
One.
Oh.
-5 D1.
So there's no save, 4 up armor, -5 would be a 9 up save, no invuns or anything, so it's just a wound. I thought he was going to absolutely murder one. So the end of that turn, the Orks do get first blood. They get Big Game Hunter as well, which is 2 points. And they're in a pretty commanding position. There's not many Marines left alive now, so it's really... You might want to draw your cards. So you've still got Secure 4, which, let's be honest, isn't happening.
No, so I've got, I can draw 1 because I've got 1 objective.
Yeah, you're sitting on 1 objective.
And it's no mercy, no respite. Score 1 victory point. At least one enemy unit was destroyed and or failed a morale test this turn. If 3 or more units were destroyed and or failed morale test, score D3 points instead.
Well, that's definitely doable. It'll just depend whether you can get... Because to be honest, those Orks are sitting pretty out of line of sight.
Yeah.
Now, you've got a lot of gun over here. Those bikers could be in some trouble. It depends whether your guy wants to back out and the attack goes this way, because there's nothing happening down this end.
I'm going to pull him out.
Yeah, we'll let you have a think, then we'll come back with a movement review.
I'm just curious. I'm just dubious of whether I should use these black dice again.
It's tempting, yeah, melting the dice or microwave them. So these guys have advanced up. They're pretty much out of it this turn, but getting there. These guys are still within 3 of 1 if it comes into play next turn. They haven't advanced, but they did move. The Chapter Master himself has landed here, just 9 inches away from these guys to help buff everyone. The captains fell back to let everyone shoot at them, but he's also in range if anyone needed it because he moved before this guy dropped. The Dreadnoughts moved right up. He's going to put some hurt on my Knob Bikers this turn, I think. So, and the Knob Bikers obviously won't benefit from any cover because they're not infantry and they're well out of bubble range. They've got nothing to save them 4 up armor. I think they're going to get smashed this turn. So do you want to go straight into the shooting phase?
Yeah, I'll go with the Devastator Centurions first in your squad. Yeah.
So we're hitting on 3s, rerolling all failed misses.
Yeah. And failed wounds as well for Angelos.
Yeah.
So this is the last cannon shots. That all hit.
Yeah, there you go, they all hit. I just said before, didn't I reckon you're going to have a good shooting phase here. So these will wound on 3s because I am T5. So we can reroll with a Salamander trait. Yep. So we've got 5 at -3 is no save, goes to a 7. So only 4 up armour. So you're going to do D6. 1 at a time because it's 5 guys with D6 damage.
3.
So that's 1 dead, 2 dead, 3 dead, 4 dead. Oh, and the Knob is left with a wound. Right. But I think these missiles are going to finish him off.
Yep. It's D3 each unit.
Yep.
So 3, 4, 5.
5 shots.
3s again. Rerolling.
Yeah, because the Chapter Master's there. So they all hit. These are strength 8, so 3s to wound.
And rerolling these 2 for Gabriel Angelos as well. Oh.
So they all wound.
Yep.
So -2, the last Knob on 1 wound has a chance he needs to make 5, 6 subs. If I get 5 6s here, I win the game. He didn't get any. He's definitely dead. That's a Knob Bikers eradicated.
Yeah.
So the Venerable Dread. Obviously, this guy's a character, so he can't be targeted. These guys are out of line of sight. These guys are pros. They know what they're doing. So he's going to put his assault cannon into the battle wagon, which is the only viable target, really. So he's looking for 6 shots, hitting on
2s. Oh, no,
and then he moves to 3, so you can re-roll the 1s
from the captain because he's out of range.
That's right. And he's a Salamander, so he can re-roll. That's a pretty solid hit so far. Right. So he's hit with everything.
And then
be wounded on 5s. You can re-roll. You can re-roll one of those as well because you're a Salamander.
That one. No.
Nice. So that's 3 wounds at -1. So we're looking at 5 ups. Custom force field's still in there, so it'll be 4 up armor, 5 up. None. So he's took 3 damage. He's down to 8. So that was probably as good as you could have done, really, I suppose. But on the plus side, I think that's it. Oof. Everything's in the open now, but like you said, there's a bit of a bottleneck here. I'm not going to fit everything through.
Not Dreadnought charge.
The Dread, you can charge what you can't see. You can definitely whip around that corner.
Charge those boys.
Sure?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Hold on a minute.
If you do it, you're a braver man than I am, and I'm playing Orks.
How many 6s can you get, honestly?
I can't shoot you. I can't overwatch you. I can't see you. You can't see me to shoot, so I can't see you. I mean, just the attacks back could be horrific. But to be honest, if you don't, they're coming in at you anyway, and then you've got a lot of gunfire first. It might actually save his life.
Yeah,
because I've got tank busters in here who'll be happy to pick on a vehicle.
It's like the computer game, man. No mercy.
Well, that's the thing. That's why I wanted to use Orks for you. It's quite cinematic. Let's say 6,
seven.
is it?
It could be 6 if
Yeah, you're going around the corner. 6. Let's see if you make it. You've got what? 2 command points left.
Oh, he's in.
He's in. He's definitely in with 9. Bush. What a brave, venerable dreadnought. So he's got 4 attacks hitting on 2s because he's venerable. He can re-roll if he wanted to because he's with one of them he doesn't need to. He'd be killing on 2s. He can re-roll 1 because he's a salamander.
Right, and I'll spend a command point.
Yes, you're going to re-roll both of them?
Yeah.
So he's killed 3 orcs.
That's not quite enough, really.
And not really, because they're going to pile in now and put some hurt on that tin box.
Yes.
Right, so there's this many boys to attack back. I'll roll the knob on camera, and then we'll roll all the other boys' attacks off camera. Let's see what we'll get. So the knob will be hitting you on 4s. So he's got 1 hit. He'll be wounding you on 3s. He does wound, so it's a save of a 6 up. Oh, no, it's D3 damage. Just 1.
I get the venerable dread here.
You do. I'm wondering if I command point that. Because I'm tempted in my next turn to be cunning and brutal. But
have you not already been?
I've been very cunning and brutal. Can I tell you what I'm planning on? This guy, there's a lot of hard things to fight around there. So it's whether this battle wagon can fit through that gap, which we don't know yet. And whether this boss comes in to help with the dreadnought and the other stuff sort of bottlenecks here, but puts the battle wagon in front of you to absorb all the melt and las cannon here. Because if he dies, I'll be honest with you, I've got lots of attacks here, but these will keep getting whittled down. I haven't got enough to get through like the 2 ups, the 3 ups armor. So it's about, I don't know. I want these out of him. So you've got your venerable. No, I'm going to keep it. So you've got your venerable save, 1 damage.
Nope.
No, so then we'll see how many boys attacks we've got and come back. So the boys have done their business. This is their wound roll. We've got 10 saves to make on a 3 up. Obviously there's no negatives to these, but I'm quite happy with that. It was an impressive roll. It's a pretty good save roll. He's only dropped 3 and he's got his venerable saves to come in as well. Yep. Nope. So he's dropped 4 wounds in total from the boys' attacks, so he's down to 4. And I think that's the end of your turn, isn't it?
Yes.
So you will score a point for no mercy, no respite, because you killed the bake squad. And I think that's it. Oh,
they're going to pass their morale check.
Yeah, because they'll go to the mob size, which is 27. So are you discarding any cards at the end of your turn too?
I'm going to discard secure objective 4.
Okie dokie. You could potentially hold on to it if you want, because
just keep it, because I'm just going to get
I would,
more.
because you're only going to get 1 more, and it's something in your hand to do rather than not. So what we'll do then, we'll go into the Orks turn 2, and draw the cards. So the Orks are sitting on 4 objectives now. 1 here, 2, 3 where the battle wagon is, and the boys are all crowded in on the 4th one. And we've drew overwhelming firepower, psychological warfare, secure 1 and 2. I think 1 and 2 are right in your lines, or 2 might be where the boys are. Yeah. Yeah, 2's got to be under the boys.
Yeah, that's 2.
So it looks like the boys will get that. 1 be very difficult, because I don't think I'll fit much through the gap. Psychological warfare, very difficult as well. And so not great around the cards. Overwhelming firepower might be alright. But it's going to make some work for that battle wagon to do. So we'll come back after the movement. The movement phase is done. His truck is shimmied on here. Obviously a lot of stuff here is shifted forward. Gretchen and the runt herd have done their job holding the objectives down there, which we've seen. The boys have been boxed in, which is where they want to be, because that dreadnought ain't going nowhere till they're finished with it. First the bike zipped around here, so they're obviously all within 6 of the Warboss, so they can still charge. We've got Painboy, Big Mek Warboss. There's going to be a fight in the middle. And then the truck itself's come through here. There's just enough room for it to squeeze through the gap if it needs to. But that's as far as it can go this turn, so it could potentially... I can't get in against the dreadnought to do any charges or anything, but if stuff moves around this way, there's a potential of getting in some further range down there. and the boys have stayed locked in combat. The gap we've got here was just to show who's in combat or not, but they're all really pushed up. So we're going to go into the Orks' shooting phase, and what we're going to do, I don't know. Well, actually, what's worse is all these guys have got pistols, so all the pistols will go to the Dreadnought. And then down here, I'm going to do all the Dakar off camera. What I'll probably do is put the Dakar guns into the las cannon squad, and then obviously open up the charge of the characters. This guy's probably going to shoot his kill cannon, depending on how that goes. The tank busters are probably either going to go for the devastators or those guys, and the kill cannon equal target. This guy's out of line of sight, so you can't see anything. So we'll do this one off camera and see how many wounds we've got, because that's too many dice to throw on camera, and then we'll come back with a main event. No. So down there, these boys, my god, you should have seen that dice roll. It was horrific. They got loads of hits, 8 wounds. Managed to get 8 wounds on the Dread with pistols.
Oh, 3 fails.
He's got his venerable though. He's got 4 wounds left. He's down to his last wound. He's not degraded though, but I think realistically he needed some more there. He's living on borrowed time, I think, that Dread. So what we're going to do, we'll measure up for the tank busters and see if they're in range. Because I don't like the idea of melter guns and thingies hanging around, because they will literally chew anybody up. So if possible, the tank busters might shoot up here. Right, the tank busters, I'm going to spend the last 2 command points to go for extra Dakar, and we're going to shoot the assault guys. So we're hitting on 5s and 6s, and we get extra Dakar on 5s and 6s. Because obviously there's no vehicles I can shoot, so 3 hits, so the bonus 3 hits now. No, so just 3 hits. Are they T5 or T4? It's going to be 1 wound either way. So we've got a -2. Yep. So there's no save, and it's a flat 3 damage from the missiles, which will pop a guy. We've got the kill cannon is going to go at the same unit. I can't make you fail any morale checks, which we were talking about before. Just 1 shot this time, and it misses. So that's that done. We're going to go all the Dakar guns here into the back las cannon squad. Or do I target you? He's on 1 wound. You know what, your saving rolls have been horrific. So this guy's going to Dakar gun him, and these 2 are going to Dakar gun the back squad. Right. So the boss, because the boss is watching. So he's got 1 hit, 2 hits now with the Dakar, looking for 3s. He's got 2 wounds. You need to make 2 3-ups. Oh, I said you'll make them. So then we'll just do the Big Mek and the other guy at the same time, because they're going into the same squad. So we're looking for 5s and 6s. Actually, we're looking for 6s because they're advanced. Gets an extra hit. No, so just 1 hit on them. It does wound, so you've got they're in cover on the 2 up. Yep, so they're all good. I think that's it. That's it for my guns. So we're going to go into the charge phase. We're going to have to start with... I think I'm going to have to start with the Pain Boy. Oh, I really don't want to start with the Pain Boy. Yeah, the Big Mek. No, the Pain Boy, because the Big Mek's got the field. I might need him. So the Pain Boy's going to go in against... he'll still have grenades, hasn't he? He's going to go in against Gabriel. Just Gabriel.
Right. So, grenades.
So he does have grenades in his stat line yet.
Nope.
He can re-roll because he's a Chapter Master.
It's not just that he's re-roll himself.
So we'll roll for the distance. Oh, he's definitely in. So the Big Mek's going to go in against him and the captain. Yep. Him and the captain.
Right.
So you get Overwatch with a captain, which I'm assuming is a crack grenade.
It's just going to be a grenade again, yeah.
Yep. And he gets a re-roll as well.
Re-roll, yeah. No.
Either because he's a salamander or your Chapter Master's there. And then the war boss is going to go in against both as well, but obviously they're both be tagged now. The battle wagon's going to try and get further forward. Actually, no, he's going to stay where he is, the battle wagon. Even though I want to go in with my death roller, because if you have to move... Do they get the protocol? Oh, they're assault weapons, aren't they? I think if you move forward, I'm not sure you'll still be in double tap range on it. No, I am. I'm going to charge to put me in range of the Big Mek. So 2d6. 5? Nah, I don't think that's enough. We'll measure up, but it doesn't look enough. We'll I don't think it gets here we go either. Yeah, so just out by a bit, just over an inch. So what we're going to do, we're going to start with, well, there's no points to interrupt, is there? You've got no points to interrupt, so I'm going to start with the pain boy, who's going to pile in 3 and go this way to tag that unit, and he's going to put all his attacks against Gabriel locked, and see if I can smash him. So the pain boy will have 4 attacks. He'll be hitting on 4s with his power claw. Nothing, no hits. Oof. We'll go the Big Mek next. He's going to go the same target. When he gets 3 attacks again, he'll be the same with his power claw. I think that's 1 hit, isn't it? Yeah, that's a hit. He'll be 2 to wound. Yeah, it is a wound. You've got your Anvil.
4 up.
Yeah, 4 up. Nope. I'll do have a command point if you want to use it.
Yeah, I'm going to use it. Cause
use it now.
Yes!
Oh, well done, that's done. So
the more vigorously I roll these dice,
we're down to the boss, and the boss is going to put 2 into him and 2 into the other dude. Right, so the boss, I'm going to do 3 and 1. So 3 against, 1 against your captain who's on 1 wound. He's hit. I hit on 2. Basically, the killie claw doesn't give him the minuses. And 3 against the warlord himself. Oh, he's hit with them all. Now these wound on 2s, and the killie claws reroll failed. So we've wounded the captain. And we've got 3 wounds against the warlord. So you've got a 4 up to save the captain. You've used all your command points and rerolls. Captain is gone. Phew, thank God. I had a feeling if he survived, he was going to be the little that'll have 1 wound left, and then he'd attack and take it off.
1 swing with a burning blade would have been nice at least.
So 3. This is the big, because these are 3 damage each, and I think you have 6 wounds, don't you?
Gabriel Angelos has.
I'm pretty sure it'll be 6, yeah, because the captain's normally 5 and Terminator Armor grants an extra. He's got to make 2 of these. Oh, I didn't see the last one. I could see them 2, and then I sort of panned. He's gone down. He's gone down. Little war boss. Unless he's got any. I think he gets still attacked, doesn't he, when he dies?
Retribution.
Yeah. He has been smashed by the killie claw, but he is not done yet.
If an enemy model inflicts an attack that removes the last wound from Gabriel Angelos, causing him to be removed as a casualty during the fight phase, that enemy model immediately suffers D3 mortal wounds.
So yeah, we'll go with D3 mortal wounds on the war boss for his rudeness. He's took 2. That hurts.
That's not enough.
But it's not enough. I think, yeah, he didn't. And to be honest, we were just saying before that I've rolled really bad, I think, in the combat phase. But that makes up for it when you get a hit like that. I think the solid hit. Removing both of the characters, leaving, to be honest, not much left now. But, well, the boys will nominate next because I was the charging army. These guys will get to pile in and attack the pain boy because I didn't nominate them as a target. So, again, we'll roll all these hits off camera on the 1 wound dreadnought. But I think this looks like it could be the end of the Marines. So the boys have attacked. The knob failed to do anything against the dreadnought. But the boys did 14 wounds on him. Another solid wound roll. He's got to make 14 3 up. Oh, that's a definite fail. We can see them straight away. Although saying that, if you roll an absolute demon 6 up with these,
I need to, it's not going to happen.
Are you going to save them and use your 6 up to save you explode? You should roll them.
I'll roll them, right?
So he managed to save 2, but he still took about 4 wounds or 5 wounds. So he's always limit now. Does he blow and take some retribution?
No.
Oh. He dies with a whimper. And then we'll let these Centurions pile in and start punching that pain boy to death. So the Centurions are going to attack back. We'll have 7 attacks in total for the squad.
Yeah, 3s and 4s. All on that pain boy, yeah.
Yeah, all going into the pain boy. Looking for 3s to hit. You can reroll 1 of the misses with Salamanders. Yeah. That's a good round of hits. And you're looking for 4s to wound, strength 5v, toughness 5. And you can reroll 1 of those. Oh my, your dice are hot or not. Yeah. Look, there's just extreme. So
nowhere in between.
There's 2 saves of a 4 up for the pain boy. You save 1, and then he's 6 up pain boy pain thing. No, so he's took a wound on the pain boy. Ooh, that's
stuck in combat now.
That's a brutal. Ooh, this is horrible. But let's tally up the points anyway. So adding them up, we secure 2. We've also got a warlord kill now for a point. And we've got first blood. Psychological warfare is impossible for me to get this game because the units are so small. So I'm going to discard that and we'll keep them. We're going in. I don't think there's much point, but let's see what the Marines can do. We're going into turn 3. it's been an absolute devastating game. I think the speed of the Orks is something that strat on these, and it's proved this game like we were just saying before, they've gone from probably doing nothing to being killing a dreadnought, helping kill a predator.
But they finished it off.
Yeah, so a really important strat, expensive strat, but well worth the points. And like I said, these guys, contacting them was a big thing, because all of a sudden I've silenced 6 missiles and las cannons. Again, you know, swing it. If you're Ultramarines though, you could have maybe fell back and shot, but it's just a different thing. So we'll draw your cards anyway. I think you're sitting on one. Definitely sitting on 1, yeah. So another card.
Defend objective 3, which is my other way over.
Which is right up there, which is it's not achievable.
As well.
Yeah.
2 turns, I'm never going to... I don't think we're going to last 2 turns, let alone get the defending objective for 2 turns.
I don't think so, but I tell you what, we'll let the Marines move. They're obviously going to be looking for some revenge here, because their Chapter Master and their Captain has fallen. Let's see what they can do. Right, that was a quick movement phase. These guys have fallen back, because realistically they can't probably even... They'd have to roll super well to kill a pain boy. And for all that, you know, at least get some Overwatch shots for anything that charges in them. They're sitting in a crater for keep their 2-up armor strong, if I've got any negatives. And these guys have moved around, putting the war boss in danger, because he's now the closest target. And they're not to be sniffed out with 2 melter guns each, and they're pretty brutal in combat, and a load of guns. So they could potentially put some dagger shots into maybe even the pain boy, if they can split them with not short line of fire. Because obviously these characters will all negate each other out, because they're less than 9 wounds. So the Marines are out. I think if the game goes on, obviously I could just maybe outmaneuver you and hide, but I think this could be a brutal turn. I'm expecting to see maybe all these die. See how you get on, which would be a nice bit of revenge. So we'll go into the shooty phase. So we're going on a Warlord hunt. So this guy's within 6 of the Warlord, so we're going double melter and hurricane bolters into the Warlord. He's putting all his hurricane bolters into this guy, and his melters are coming down range to try and strip this. If this blows and goes, it's going to take some of these guys with it, maybe some wounds off this. If he goes, it's a war boss. And let's be honest, he's hitting these on 2s and killing the guy almost on a 2. Well, pretty much he's brutal.
Hurricane bolters first. Yeah, these are
do you want to start with the melters? They're the business. If the melters go through, and you're probably going to use your salamander reroll for your melters.
Aye. 2 shots with the 2 shots with the melters then. So and then the other 2 are obviously going to go into this battle wagon.
So hitting on 3s, this is the war boss shots. So are you rerolling your salamander?
Salamander. Hey man,
you've got 1 hit. You will be wounding on a 3. Right, that wounds. So I would get no armor save, but I will get a custom force field save. I've got 2 command points left. I'm gonna, you know what? You're gonna come charging into us anyway, aren't you? I'm gonna use 1. So I'm looking for a 5-up. That's definitely cocked. He's saved. He's eating the melters. So, do you want to do your other 2 melters at this guy? Yeah. You haven't used your reroll wound yet. So you've got 1 hit, a wound and a 4. Which wounds. So again, that gets a 5-up because there's a build in it. Oh. If ever there was a time that you needed me to fail those saves, it was then. And we've got a lot of combi bowlers, which we'll do off camera, and you can reroll 1 of them because you haven't used your salamander reroll wound yet. Coming in on the war boss. So you've got 3 wounds on the war boss, 3 4-ups from the bike. We dropped 3. He's down to 4 wounds. Oh, wait there, we've got the pain boy. Stitching him up. So he's dropped 2 wounds, he's down to 5. With the hurricane bolters, it's a shame if one of those, tell you what, tease yourself, roll a dice. Roll 2 dice and pick the highest because you were in mallet range.
5 and a 6.
Look at that. Don't want to tease you too much because to be fair in combat they could absolutely rip them to bits as well.
They've got to get in.
And I think, well that's it, isn't it? It's combat. That's a charge phase.
Yeah.
Quickest movement, shooting, and charge.
Yeah, they're going to go on your gaffer.
Oh. They're in. Because he was 6 inches out for his mallet, so you know what it is, I didn't even want to fill him out because if you rolled bad there, I So they make it into the war boss anyway. We'll do some Overwatch off camera because his Overwatch won't kill them all. It's got legs to make his life difficult, so he's took a wound coming in on Overwatch to the guns, but let's be honest, I should go down here. That's you're going to have like 5 attacks or something like that. It's super duper strength. So hitting on 3s with 5 attacks.
I get rerolls on
you get a salamander reroll, yeah. So yeah, you can 1 of those. So we've got 3 hits. He's wounding on 3s, and you get a salamander reroll. Oh, good. Right, it's minus something high, so I don't get any save because I've only got a 4 up armour. I think it's minus 3 or 4.
Minus 4 is like a chain fish. So.
And they're a flat 3 damage, which is 9. I said you should tear them open here. The only chance I've got is the pain boys on 6s. If I make these, it's horrific all around. So he makes 1, so he takes 8 damage. He's definitely dead. I think I've got 2 command points left, so just because I might use them, I might see what strats I've got. So Orks has never beaten his 2 command points, but I only had 1 left, which is a shame. I'm sure I used a reroll. So I'm assuming they don't want to pile in, just to leave them open to use their melter guns for overwatch and stuff, and their bolters. And it would just basically give me some free power claw attacks against them. So at the end of that phase, you'll definitely get Slay the Warlord for a point.
Yep.
And I think
I have 2 points.
I think you had, was it Defend 3 and Secure 4?
Yeah.
Which at this stage I don't think it's worth ditching any because you can keep 6 in your hand. And we'll go into Orks turn 3 and see if we can finish off these big fat Beakies because they're the only guys left on the table. And the Orks is looking to do some krumpin. So the cards for the Orks are pretty good. Obviously we're sitting on 4 objectives, I think it is now. We've already had a couple of cards in our hands, so we've got Secure 1, 5, 4, whatever. So basically he's defending and securing that this turn. The truck is securing 4, so that's going to score us 2 points regardless. 3's up there, which you've got to defend on top of the sort of walkway, and I've also got Secure 1, which is right in the middle, which is where most of my guys are going to head, to be honest. So we'll come back after the movement phase. These boys have lobbed out. They're going to sit on 4 of the truck, drop them off, then moved round so it's in shooter range because this guy kills Marines for fun. If I remember turn 1, he absolutely annihilated a Devastator squad early. The boys have paled through here, and up before the battle wagons moved up. And the characters up here have moved around, staying an inch away from those guys. He healed the battle wagon for a couple of wounds at the end. And we're going to go into the shooty phase, so just nominate it really. Basically, this is going to go into them, they're going to go into them. I'm going to throw a tank buster bomb with one of the guys so I can. The tank busters there are going to shoot into the dev. Actually, yeah, I'm going to shoot into the Devastator ones. I know they're in cover, but I think the boys should be able to handle these maybes. The kill cannon will go. We'll see how that goes, I think, further on, because obviously he's got some charges to do. But I think this turn we're looking to just tie it up and kill as many dudes as we can. We'll do all the little piddly guns, I think, off camera, and come back. Even the Dagger guns down here, and we'll see what's left alive at the sort of at the charge phase. So I don't think there's anything.
Might not be very much.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything interesting to show now. Like I said, the tank busters will not be re-rolling any things. It'll just be standard hits, and these guys will get a 2-up save in the cover, or a 1-up effectively. So they'll be on 3s against my missiles. So we'll just do all the shooting and come back and see if any of these Beakies are still in the Big Mek's workshop area.
3, 6, 8.
So the pistols from here and the shooter here, I put 8 wounds on these guys. So they're on a 2-up, isn't it?
Yes,
yep.
2-up standard.
So it looks like we've dropped a wound. So there's 1 wounded, so we'll go down to 1 wound. So that was just all the small arms. We'll do the Dagger guns against those guys, like I said, and then see where these guys need to shoot. So the shooting phase is over. The Marines are still alive. We did Dagger guns into these guys. They passed all their 2-ups, really helped. The tank buster's got a couple of wounds past the armour. Obviously he only took a wound from all of this. So we're going into the charge phase. We're going to start with the boys, who are going to charge more than 12 away from those. So I'm just going to charge these guys, which do have hurricane bolters and melters, so we could do well, and then we'll see who's going to go for things. So we'll roll our charge distance. There's definitely in. And then we'll do some more watch off camera and see how many boys we'll lose. Right, next, we'll go with the truck.
Right.
My head's telling us I should have probably went with a pain boy or something, because if he manages to get in, luckily, because you've got 6 las cannons and 6 missiles coming at this truck here, I could absolutely nuke it. But it's what an Ork should do, isn't it? So I'll tell you what, we'll roll its distance. It's definitely in. I think 6 inches is enough for it. But we'll roll some Overwatch because you've got 6 las cannons coming in. Oh, right, you got
I get the reroll.
I imagine use the salamander reroll on the las cannon. It's going to wound it better than a missile. Oh. 2 hits is still good. Wound on 3s.
Yep. And then you want to roll the wounds now?
Might as well, yeah. We'll see what we've got.
Oh,
you get a
reroll
yeah.
that.
So got 2 solid hits from the las cannon, then you've got 3d3 missiles.
Yeah. We're looking at
6. These aren't to be sniffed at here. You can wipe this out here with a couple of good hits.
1. Can't be roll them.
Yeah, you've used both salamander rerolls, haven't we, yet? So this one will wound on a 4.
Nope.
Oh, it doesn't. So we've got 2 5-ups because he's fully within 9 of the... Well, he's got a custom force field guy in him anyway. So he's made 1, so you've got d6 damage to come through on the... On the battle wagon. Oh, just the 1. He's down to 9. It could have went so much better. And we did the other charges off camera. The guys got in, so we'd seen the wound taken on there. What I wanted, there's no command page. I'm going to start with this because it gets super bonus attacks and all that kind of stuff when it charges in with its roller and its bone cruncher thing. So it gets d6 additional attacks. Just because I want to see what it does. Come on, roll good. 2. That's not too bad. So this guy's got his bonus 2 attacks, 6 in total because he's still on his top. So he's hitting on 2s with a death roller. So that's good. He's going to be strength 9, so he's wounded on 3s. Oh, that's not too good. So we've got 3 wounds at -2, so you're looking on 4 ups, and each one is 2 damage. So just 1, so 1's still got a wound left. And I think the redder armour, I have to check when that kicks in. Yeah, so redder armour will kick in at the start of my movement phase. So what I'll do, if you want, the Big Mek, and I'm sure the Pain Boy are all the same strength. Well, actually I need to double check, so the Pain Boy might be strength 5 for his power claw, because the Big Mek's only strength 4, he'll be wounded on a 3. So the Pain Boy down there is strength 5, so we'll have to do it separately. So he's hitting on 4s with his power claws. These guys have whiffed both combats. Let's see how they do now. That's a bit better. And we'll do the Big Mek. He gets 3 attacks with his power claws. He gets a hit. He'll wound on a 3. He does wound, and this guy will wound on a 2. So that's, you may as well make all the saves together. That's 4 at -3 with the power claws.
5. I've made 2.
2. So what was 1 on 1 wound?
Yeah, yes.
Yeah, so he'll die, and then D3 on the next guy, just for 1. So he's got 2 wounds left.
Right.
And then I tell you what, we'll roll these boys off camera and see what's left for these guys to chew through. So the boys put 12 wounds. The knobs have put 2 wounds on the squad. So we're going to start with the knobs. It's -3, so you're looking for 5s.
1.
So 1's gone through. It's D3. These guys are both still healthy. So he's got a wound left. So you may as well roll all the rest for the guys saving on 2s.
1.
So that's it. So the Sarge is alive on full wounds, and the wounded guy is down. That's where your Chapter Master should have been in that situation, because then he would have used that super duper swing, and that would have been really good. So anyway, bit of a duff down there. That's probably the worst. That's probably the best you've rolled armor wise, and the worst I've rolled. Again, combat wise. And there's like, you know, when there's nothing left to fight, and like everything's doing really bad, and when there's tons to fight. Yeah. Right, so we'll get some attacks back. I think this guy's probably going to remove 2 or 3 boys.
3 attacks you've got.
So he hits on 3s, kills on 2s. Salamander reroll, yeah.
Yep. 3.
Yep, 3 boys dead. He's got a lot to chew through though. He's got a heck of a lot to chew through. And then the guys there can choose. There's a Pain Boy, there's a Big Mek, or there's a battle wagon to go against.
I'll go all on him.
All on the Pain Boy, yeah. Get rid of the duck.
5 attacks at strength 5. Hitting on 3s, yeah.
Yep. So they all hit, wound on 4s.
Rebuild that one with the salamander thing. Nope.
So we've got 3 4-ups to make. And he's got a Pain Boy 6-up. Nope, so he's took another wound, he's down to 3. I think he made the right choice for falling back, just seeing on how, you know, they're only taking a wound or 2 off him, and they're much better off. I know they didn't get the Overwatch, but it was poo, but just doing it there. So at the end of that turn, that's it, isn't it? Everything's attacked.
Yeah.
So we'll have to see what I score and come back. Yeah, so the Orks score big there. They're going to secure 1. They're going to secure 4, which is where the boys jumped out the truck. They've started to defend 5, and they've secured 5. So a 3-pointer that turn. I didn't kill anything in the shooting phase. Statistically, I should probably ditch that because you're going to be locked in combat.
Yeah.
But we'll just keep it for the say. I think it's a foregone conclusion and go into Space Marines turn 4. Turn 4. So the Marines don't draw any cards because they're not sitting on any objectives. These guys are fell back. This guy's locked in combat. There's no way you can get in or out, so he's just going to punch. I think it should be very quickest turn of 40k.
Straight into the combat phase.
Straight into his 3 attacks again. He should be removing 3 of these.
I can move all that one.
Did he get 3 or 4 attacks?
Oh, sorry,
Right, well he hit 3 times.
Right,
hit
sure?
3 times, yeah, because those rolled hits and then you pick the dice up, so... And he'll kill on 2s with a salamander reroll.
That one, yeah.
So he has got 3 more boys he's eliminated. At this stage I'm probably going to take out the big shooter guys as much as I can. Oh, nah, we'll just take out. Yeah, because they get less attacks. And there's not much left to shoot.
There's not much to shoot for them.
We'll do their hits and wounds off camera again and comebacks. I think they've got less than 20 now, so they'll be dropped to 3 attacks each.
These are the...
So the boys...
These are for the knob.
Yeah, the knob's done 2 wounds and the boy's done like 13 wounds or something, so he's going to roll them all together. He's got orange dice to save for the knob. Let's see if he can do it, be a hero. Well, he saved the power claw ones, which are the big ones, but look at that.
Look at all them ones.
That's horrific. He falls.
Story of the day.
He falls at the last. And with that, the boys will consolidate their move, obviously towards that objective of the last of the Marines, and go straight into Orc turn 4. Is it 4? Crikey. So Orc cards turn 4. Just drew them all. Obviously, priority orders for the Warlord, which is Area Denel, which can't score because he's dead. We've got Secure 3. We've still got Overwhelming Firepower. We've now got Defend 4. We scored Defend 5 at the end of Scott's turn. We've got Secure 6 and Secure 4. So again, the boys are going to secure that if they just stay still. 6 is where the Gretchens are, so they'll come into play and score a point this game. Defend 4 is where the boys, if I stand them still, they'll start doing it. Like I said, this can't be done. 3, I don't think I'll get round to, but I know that's your objective to defend, so it's like the fight's pushing it that way. And Overwhelming Firepower is where I reckon the Tank Busters are pretty much my best choice, I think, to try and take them out. So we'll see if we can finish these last 2 Marines. End of the movement, Run Herd Jeff's just chilling out still. These guys are chilling out to score the points. These guys are chilling out to score the points. This guy, because he can, has just come down here to get line breaker and sit on the objective, and his guns are in range to help tickle a few shots. As you can see, the boys have pushed through the middle. The battle wagon did a nice handbrake turn around there to block the guys off from getting to 3. I can't reach it yet, but it's cinematic. It's what they should do, isn't it? It's the orders. And the bike and the pain boy have pushed up. So the pain boy is going to heal himself at the end of the movement phase. I'm looking for dice. Don't roll a 1. Oh, so he gets a wound back. If I rolled a 1, I'd have took another wound because the pain boys are like that. And then we're going to go into the shooting phase. So I think we'll probably do this off camera and see what's left alive. I'll start with like the Tank Busters and stuff. Right, that was such a horrible way to end. But basically, all these guys shot in, and I think you tanked all the saves until I think it was a pistol wound. Yeah. Well, no, the guy had 1 wound left. The melter, which we didn't fill him off the Big Mek inside, he hit with a 6, which obviously generated another 6. He got 2 melter hits on him, killed the guy that was left on a wound. Then everything else fired. The guy was left on 2 wounds, managed to get him up to 2 wounds. And then add insult to injury, the kill cannon got a solid hit and a wound, and he rolled a 1, which I think has been the story of this game on his armour save, taking off his last 2 wounds, which means the Orks absolutely tear into that victory. Poor Marines, I just think...
Smashed to pieces.
Oh my, your rolls, man. I think obviously you were always going to struggle having a smaller force against an Orc army, and I think a lot of it was placement. I'm not saying I'm a tactical genius, but I did purposely hide a lot of stuff out with your las cannon line of sight and stuff.
Yeah,
and like you said, your very good point that strat to bring those Orcs there. I had, what was it, the big game hunter anyway to kill that tank. I'll be honest with you, I don't know if I would have done that if I didn't have the card. I would have brought them back, but I maybe would have brought them back over there to tie up the Centurions. And then I don't know how that would have went, but because I had the card, it had to die. And then from then on, it was just a case of I managed to... I didn't even do that well in the combat phase, really, did I? But the shooting was...
Yeah, the shooting was excellent.
It was.
The number of 6s generating further shots, and then the number of 5s and 6s.
I think I rolled, I rolled more 6s than I did 5s, that's fair to say. And then I'll be honest as well, most of the additional shots I probably hit 1 in...
1 and 2, I'd say.
Pretty much 1 and 2, and that's not an exaggeration. You know, it was brutal, and it just goes to show how brutal the Orks really can be. And again, for me, how Marines, if things don't go their way, how quickly they can just crumble. Yeah, they can be good, and it's sad, but like, yeah, stuff like I made 2 custom force field saves on the battle truck, and if I hadn't now, you know, you look at that, it wouldn't have been moving the speed it is. It had been crippled. I'd have had to get big mechs out to repair it and stuff, which slows everything down. But just, yeah, the big guns didn't get to speak, and then the little guns didn't get to do much. And I think your missiles got a turn of fire.
1 turn, yeah.
I think, which is a shame. A second turn of fire, they would have helped bring down. As you see how quick the bikes can die, and they're not bikers with an extra room run bike. How quick they can die to any decent gun, missiles, that kind of stuff. You know, they do die. They're not indestructible, especially once they come out of the protective range of the custom force field. But again, I think my shooting and my saves were pretty good, especially the custom force field ones when they mattered. And then the war boss did what he did. He smashed people's faces before he got smashed. But
my dice rolling was just appalling again. And then, but I do think
like I said,
the way that the setup was,
yeah.
I was kind of forced into the
middle point.
I felt like I was actually forced
rather than me being forced.
Contract rather than you being forced.
It's funny because like when we started, it's all about the cards. You can normally think the game's going to go a certain way, and a couple of cards change it. And I actually thought I'd be coming at you at waves around here and around here, have to weather loads of firepower, and then your cards are basically, your first one was like, look, come right here, where all the Orks want you to be, and you was like, come on, that's not, you know, your static units that were your defensive units with the firepower.
They were never going to move.
No, they were never going to go for that. It was suicidal, and I think that was a theme as well. Like, and with this game, I've played this game a fair few times now. If you don't push out to get on the objectives, you start to get overwhelmed. You're not generating cards. You're not scoring points. Your opponent, even with weak units or weak small troop units, become very valuable because you can just sit down. And even if that card doesn't come up, they're generating you a card every turn, which gives you the chance to get extra cards. And like you said, with an elite unit and a very elite choice of the Marines, once your units are small, and if you know you had to come towards the fight, it's not like, well, they could have said, well, actually, let's go and sit over here. They couldn't. You know, they have to get involved. They have to do stuff.
The way that everything started to develop over by this created forces to play Gabriel Angelos in a position where I hadn't necessarily wanted him to come in either, and then obviously he died without doing anything.
Well, as well, he dropped with the intention of taking on the bikers who melted, which then left him out in the open for me to counter charge, which again wasn't ideal what you wanted. And to be fair though, I mean, if he was a trump card to come down here, but he would have been. Wherever he lands, he's out the game unless he lands down here.
I think obviously keeping him in reserve to using the teleportarium thing and then dropping him. I'm loath to deep strike a combat unit anyway.
Yeah.
But doing that, actually, if I'd had him on the board, say from the get-go with the Devastators and with the Predator, rather than rerolling,
he might have countered into the base.
He might have just done that little bit more.
I think he might have done. I think the game forced you to sort of put him in there because you were thinking you don't know what's going to come up, where the cards are going to be.
It's random, maelstrom, isn't it?
And you did have the cap. To be fair, your shooting turn 1 was pretty good. You had the captain and stuff. I don't think you could have done any more than you did. I just passed a couple of field saves, but I think for stuff like this, the Devastator essentially with all those bolters and stuff, again, it's just the way it shifted. Everything come down here, and then all of a sudden your army over here couldn't see over here to come and help, so you had a dreadnought and a predator on their own, isolated, and the captain couldn't really do enough, couldn't chew through enough people, could he, to sort of help them out. So it was a case of all this down here, then you're sort of falling back.
And again, like when we started, like before we even deployed, and I said about deployment choice, and I think what's happened, being the type of player that I want to try and be, is I want things to happen.
Yeah.
I've deployed on that line within charge range turn 1. If I had deployed
further back,
sat back here just a couple of inches, I've still got that line of sight on the battle wagon.
Yeah.
It would have made a massive difference because then you're not hitting them.
Exactly. I think mentally it's a tricky thing because you always think of, you've seen that, didn't you, with your Devastator squad, and you thought, right, if I set my Marines in there, they're on a 2-up armour. But the plus side is you're in a potential turn 1 charge. At a 9-inch, was it? It's 8 or 9-inch charge. I can't remember. It was it wasn't much. It was definitely easily doable.
The bikers can move 16,
yeah.
And then...
Well, it's 14 normally, just because anyone's worrying it. Yeah, so they can move 14 normally. They get it, because of the speed freaks, they get a 2-inch extra with the Evil Sunz, which means the base moves 16, and then if they're within 6 of the war boss on the bike, they can charge even if they advance. So that's a hell of a...
It's really fast.
It's as it should be, I think, because as you see, they're not survivable. They're not survivable, but they're tough, and that, to be honest, they didn't even do that much.
No. To be honest, they were more of a... They were the unit I was worried about and concerned about in this area around this crater.
Yeah.
Thinking, they're going to get in straight away, they're going to get in. And I was so worried about that.
That everything else just
that
didn't.
When these boys turned up, which actually did all the damage.
Yeah, you couldn't deal with them.
Couldn't deal with them.
And the thing is, you know what it is? The way, obviously, you kind of plan the scenery to be advantageous. I plan it nice and even. I don't even do the game type once I've done the table. But the boys landing here and making the charge, there was nothing that could see them with guns. Even the Dreadnought had to sort of... He couldn't see them, he had to charge them.
Around,
so it was perfect, like a perfect little kill spot for them to land in. And like I said, if they landed down there, he almost killed half of them. It was 14 in a round of shooting. And then again, you know, they can't withstand that. So that for them was
a
vital.
Strategy,
I don't know if the hard boys is... It's worth it to a degree, but it makes it even more worth it, which didn't come into play in this. If they're then jumping from piece of cover to cover, so say if they manage to get to that crate, all of a sudden they've got a 4-up armour. So your bolters, I'm going to save half of, you know, you're hitting on whatever 3s, wounding on 4s, so half of them won't wound. Then half of my guys are going to save. And then if you've got a pain boy nearby, it's... The Orks are good. Orks have always been good, even with the index, but I think the addition of these things gives them a load more flavour, and then it gives other people more of a nightmare rather than the Ork player. You know, there's going to be things you want to do, but I think if you run bikes, you've got to go Evil Sunz. It just feels right.
Yeah. No, the weight of dice makes such a massive difference.
It does.
The more dice you roll, the less chances you've got of rolling loads of ones like Adam.
Yeah. That's the thing, if you're relying on a single dice, it's a 1 in 6, isn't it? When you've got 40 dice to throw at something, it will die. But we did say at the start as well, I love Centurions, but I mean, they killed the war boss, I'm not going to deny that. Those combat ones are really efficient.
The assault squad chewed them up in no time, and obviously had a shot with the melter guns chosen a different target, possibly, because they didn't necessarily need to go forward.
They didn't, but I think you've made the right choice picking the war boss with them, because I think he was on full wounds at the start 7, so any help you get to knock them down. I know I wouldn't have got an armour save, but...
The thing about the Devastator unit, yes, there's 6 last cannons and there's 3
missiles.
D3
crack
missiles. The unit costs something like 420
Yeah, it's a
points.
lot. You could have had a Land Raider.
I could have had a Land Raider, I could have had another 2 Predators and had the
kill shot then.
Kill shot.
You could have had a lot of more stuff. Bodies. I think that would have, like just scattered around to get the objectives. Some scouts and stuff like that.
But again, likewise, I mean, obviously they've got Devastator protocols. They can move and maintain their 3 to hit. But if they had if I had sat them and just let them sit and then not offered them up to be charged, they would have been more effective.
But anyway, the Mech is happy. He's got his toys back, and the Doc's going to probably stitch up a couple of boys after the fight. But that was a really good game. Hopefully we'll get you back on soon, because I don't like it when it goes. It went very one-sided very quickly, and I knew, when I seen your list, like I said, I knew it was going to be an uphill struggle for you. And it was, kudos to you for trying it out, but because we said, didn't we, it's either you're either going to go first and kill all my bikes and tanks if I roll bad, and then I'm going to be relying on my boys, which is still strong and potent, or you're going to get overwhelmed, and it definitely went the case of overwhelmed.
Too quickly. Yeah. But again, like you say, I think deployment, if I deploy 6 inches away from the front line,
definitely, I think it definitely would have been. But like I said, I fall into the same trap with my guns and anything like that. I think, right, these need to be, this bit of cover's optimum, I need to be here, they've got good line of sight, when realistically, like I said, if you're going to keep your Chapter Master back, fair enough, you'll be hitting on 4s when you move, but you're re-rolling everything. So, it's not necessarily, in the range is there, you don't necessarily be that far up. But by setting them there, it made me set my bikes up here, which I maybe's, you know, it sounds daft for an Ork player, I maybe's would have set them up, if you're further back, I would have maybe's pushed them right up anyway, or set them so far back that you couldn't see them down here and zipped around. But I think, you know, be honest with you, 9 times out of 10, I think 8th edition's won in the deployment and movement phase. The dice rolls can go either way, but a lot of it's, like you said, careful measuring and making sure you're just out of that charge range, or just within, or just out of line of sight, or the ability to then hop if you've contacted a unit and then...
It's little things as well, like in your back line, you know, if you make your bubble with your 9 inches, like that boy squad, if I had a bubble of defensive...
Well, if your captain was there instead of up the top, like literally that would have pushed them. I don't think I could have got in.
Probably couldn't have got in.
Because I wouldn't have fit 30 in the bottom corner. But again, it's there's no necessarily saying I would have used that strat, and exactly. It's so many things could happen, do happen, and variables. And the thing, like you said, you know, if you're throwing dice at stuff will die. And I like the Ork Codex. There's a lot of versatility now, and even for me as an Ork player, there's lots of different ways I can build my army, which is nice. You know, I can go quite... Because beforehand, I used to always say it's pointless taking a shooty list because you'll just fail. Yeah. You know, but now you could probably build a shooty list and do okay. So you don't have to just go, oh, I'm going to be all close combat. You can have units sit back, like looters and tank busters are still fantastic for what they do. Especially considering most people have lots of vehicles anyway. So
yeah.
But
yeah, interesting to see how the new vehicles interact on the table as well. The mega truck.
Yeah. Like I was hoping today, you know, I had my digital codex handy, but my cards and codex haven't arrived yet. We don't all get them sent for free off Games Workshop, you know. I think so. Some of the bigger YouTubers get the stuff sent for free to review.
I've seen a couple of them. They're already doing unboxings and painting guides on Blackstone Fortress. They had a two-week pre-order.
Yeah, no. I like that. I don't know if I'm going to get it. I do love it, but I don't think I'm going to get it. It's more the time. I don't think I'm going to get the time to play it. I've got 3 kids. So as much as I play 40k, that eats into my free time, but it looks fantastic.
Same thing, I bought Speed Freaks, and essentially I've got it just to bolster my Orks with it, because I don't think I'll ever get to play the game.
Nah, I'd even be honest with you, I don't think I'd buy Speed Freaks for the Speed Freaks game. It's for the models to boost my Orks. Yeah. And I haven't bought it, and the only reason is I love the Dragster. It doesn't look too orky, but its rules are fantastic. It has to be bought for that. But I've already got like 20 odd bikes. And if I didn't have loads of bikes, I would have bought a couple of the box sets to
get more bikes.
Exactly. Yeah. But for me, it's like I don't really need the bikes, so I went and bought the dragsters and stuff like that separately, and we'll get them.
I did like an unboxing, and I worked it out. And if you're not buying it from Games Workshop, when if you're buying it from one of the online sites, you're getting it for 70 quid, or 72 quid or whatever, you're making a good saving.
You know, all the bikes are like, even on the discount site's about 18 quid a box, so there's 36 quid, and the dragster vehicles they're going to be 20 odd quid on it.
£27.50 from Games Workshop. I think it works out at £22 from the discount sites. So there's 44 quid.
So you're making your money back. It's worth its money. It's definitely worth its money. Plus you get the bits of barricades and stuff to see, which are nice. So it's definitely worth its money. But like I said, for me, I've already got a ton of Orks, and I don't think I could field any more bikes, even if like I said, it's more than 20, plus I've got characters on bikes, a dude on a little go-kart, I've got the Warboss on a bike.
So when the trike guy, if you get the trike HQ...
Well, I've got the trike ordered and 2 of the scrap jets. I like those scrap jets, and I like the dragster, just because the dragster can go like, whoop, disappear and go, whoop, and come over here and stuff, and its gun is really good. Its gun is really, really good. So for me, they're the like standout ones. I'd love to have them all, because they all look fantastic, the new vehicles, but realistically, I don't think I'd play them all. I love the one with the grot on the front, where he's like, but it's not. Well, my listing I was trying to build today, apart from the Gretchens, is like everyone in Transport, like Mad Max style. I'd even want to get like burners and stuff in, but for bigger games we'll do that, I think, get them in. But yeah, that looks cool, but then its stats as a vehicle for me isn't as good as the other ones in a sort of list where I think you need them, like the ability to like advance and disappear and reappear, and its gun's so good on the dragster, and then the scrap jet's just got like a lot of missile type stuff. So they complement each other well.
It's also got the
charge,
the ram
thing, which for me, cool. Exactly. So you're not bothered about losing a couple of shots if you're slamming into stuff and killing it, which is all good. So they should be arriving soon. I haven't got them built up yet, but the Warboss on his trike, who then we were just saying before, also allows vehicles with a clan to charge, not just bikes, which is, imagine that guy being followed by 3 of those bone crushers, being able to advance and charge.
Yeah, it's important. Like, yeah, I mean, it is really fast. It will be really fast.
The only thing I'd say, if I was gonna fight them, I know that I'd make use of levels, be up levels in scenery, be up in cover. I know there's not much on this table, but just make use of stuff like that. Get out the way so they can't hit you on the ground, and then pick them off. Like the tower or something here for your devastators would have been great. Just a boom, boom. But cool, we'll get this up on the other one. I think I'm not even going to add up the score.
That's not where I've only got 2 points.
I think it was something like, we'll call it 3-2.
3-2
to the Orks. A win's a win, and it doesn't matter how you win. As long as you're killing something, the Orks are happy.